Hi, I'm Alice Ollstein. I currently work at the news website Think Progress as a politics reporter covering the 2016 election. I have been working in journalism since the 8th grade, freelancing for local papers and then working on my high school paper and my college paper. A difficult thing that happened to me a few years ago was when I was a radio correspondent for the Pacific Network, and I had a little tiny office in the Capitol building, the U.S. Capitol building itself, where Congress works. And all of these little offices are adjoining where people work for different organizations. And I had a difficult time because there were these two men who worked in the office right adjacent to mine who would just say wildly inappropriate things at full volume all of the time. They would say really homophobic things, sexist things, and I could close my door, but I could still hear them, and it was hard for me. I shouldn't have to put up with that, and it's not legal in a federal building to say those things all the time. But it was hard because they weren't my coworkers, so I didn't really know how to deal with it, and I was just sort of trying not to deal with it. But then I thought, I actually bring sources into my little office and interview them, and I don't want them to be offended or afraid or whatever. So even if I can personally deal with this, I don't want this to be a hostile environment for my sources. So there came a time, it was right when the Supreme Court gave their ruling legalizing gay marriage. Huge deal, obviously. Or no, I think it was when the arguments were happening. And there were big protests outside, everybody was talking about it. And these two men were making gay rape jokes at full volume in the workspace. And it was so upsetting to me that I said, I have to stop this. This can't go on. And so I wrote a letter, politely but firmly saying, this isn't okay. You can do whatever you want in your own time, but this is like our shared workspace, and it's just not okay. And I just left that on their desk. And when I came in and they found the note, they blew up at me. They were so angry. They got in my face, raised voices, hostile body language, saying, you can't tell me what to do, blah, blah, blah. And so I went straight away, right when that happened, to the Senate press gallery, the people who manage the offices and credential all of us. And I poured out the whole story to them, and they took it very seriously. They took my side. They gave me a temporary workspace so I didn't have to go back and confront those men right away. And they went and they gave those men a talking to and told them, you are creating a hostile work environment in a federal building, and that is not okay, and this girl is right and you're wrong. And just to have that kind of institutional support meant so much. I was a correspondent, so I was completely on my own. My editors lived in other cities. And I got through it, and those men gave me silent treatment, but they never yelled at me or bothered me again. And it was scary, but I was proud of myself and put a stop to their horrible behavior.